In a jaw-dropping new episode of 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, tensions exploded when Sumit Singh's family drama reached a whole new level, and this time, it wasn't his parents causing the chaos, it was his aunt, who didn't hold back as she unleashed her fury over Sumit's relationship with Jenny Slatin, 30 years his senior. What started as a family discussion quickly turned into a fiery confrontation filled with tears, harsh words, and one of the most uncomfortable scenes in the show's recent history. Jenny and Sumit's love story has always been one of the most controversial in 90 Day Fiancé history. Fans have followed their decade-long relationship through lies, cultural clashes, age debates, and disapproval from Sumit's family, especially his parents, Anil and Sana. But now, just when it seemed like the dust had settled and the couple was finally living in peace, Sumit's aunt decided to speak the truth. And let's just say, her version of the truth wasn't kind. The confrontation: she's old enough to be his mother. The drama began when Sumit invited his aunt Shilpa, over to his and Jenny's home in India. He hoped to show her that their love was genuine, and maybe, just maybe, win another family member's approval. Jenny, ever hopeful, prepared snacks and tea, even setting out her best tablecloth. But the moment Aunt Shilpa stepped inside, the air grew thick with judgment. At first, the conversation was polite but tense. Aunt Shilpa asked how long they had been together, how they met, and how old Jenny really was. When Jenny softly replied, "I'm 65, the aunt's jaw dropped. 65? She exclaimed, looking at Sumit in disbelief. And you are 33? Are you mad? She's old enough to be your mother. What will people say? What will our community think?" Jenny sat frozen, trying to stay composed. Sumit, visibly uncomfortable, reached for Jenny's hand, but the aunt wasn't done. "You are a young man with so much potential," Aunt Shilpa continued sharply, "and you chose this? You chose an old woman instead of a wife who could give you a future, a family, children? This is not love. This is foolishness." The scene was raw, emotional, and painfully real. Jenny's eyes filled with tears as she whispered, "Love doesn't have an age." But her words only made the aunt more furious. "Love?" she scoffed. "You don't understand Indian culture. This isn't love. It's selfishness. You took him away from his family for your own happiness." Jenny breaks down. "I've tried to prove myself for years." Jenny's composure finally cracked. After years of enduring the same hurtful comments, she couldn't hold back anymore. "I have done everything to prove myself to his family," she said through tears. "I left my home, my daughters, my life in America to be with him. I've learned the culture, the language. I've respected everyone. What more do you want from me?" But Aunt Shilpa remained unmoved. "You can never be one of us," she replied coldly. "You can never be a mother to our children, never a part of our bloodline. You are too old, Jenny, too old for this relationship." Sumit's expression hardened. "Auntie, with all due respect, I love her. I've made my choice," he said firmly. "I'm not asking for permission anymore." The aunt's eyes widened. "Then don't expect blessings either," she snapped before storming out. Fans react. "This is cruel and heartbreaking." The scene immediately blew up online. Fans flooded social media with strong reactions, defending Jenny and calling out the aunt's cruel words. One fan tweeted, "How many times does Jenny have to be humiliated before people respect her love for Sumit? The woman's been through enough." Another wrote, "Sumit's aunt was way out of line. Love is love. Age shouldn't matter if both people are happy." However, some fans also pointed out that family pressure in Indian culture runs deep. "It's not just about age." One viewer commented, "In India, family reputation and generational expectations mean everything." The aunt is reacting from a cultural mindset, not just cruelty. Still, the overwhelming majority felt Jenny deserved compassion. Viewers praised her strength, calling her one of the most patient and determined cast members in the franchise's history. Jenny and Sumit's unbreakable bond despite the emotional storm. Jenny and Sumit stood united. In a confessional interview later in the episode, Jenny said softly, "I'm used to being judged. It hurts every time, but I know what we have is real. Sumit loves me, and I love him. That's all that matters." Sumit nodded, adding, "People don't understand what it's like to find someone who truly accepts you. Jenny has been there for me when no one else was. I'll never leave her." The couple's strength has always been rooted in their shared resilience. From the moment Jenny flew to India and discovered Sumit had been secretly married, to their eventual wedding, fought for without his parents' approval, they've weathered every possible obstacle. And now, even with extended family opposition, they refuse to back down. Jenny's journey, from heartbreak to inner peace after the confrontation. Jenny was shown in a serene scene at a local temple, She lit incense and closed her eyes, whispering a prayer for strength. "I'm not angry," she said in her interview. "I'm just tired. Tired of being called names. Tired of proving my love. I know who I am. I know what I bring into Sumit's life. I've made peace with the fact that not everyone will accept us." That line struck a chord with viewers. Jenny's quiet dignity, her refusal to lash out, her stoop to insults, reminded fans why they've admired her for years. Her journey is not just about love. It's about self-acceptance, courage, and defying societal expectations. Producers take, this episode was hard to film. Behind the scenes, crew members revealed that the confrontation was one of the most intense moments of the season. One producer reportedly said, "The energy in the room was electric and painful. Jenny was trying so hard to be respectful, and Sumit's aunt was just not ready to listen. You could feel years of cultural tension bubbling to the surface." Another insider added, "It's easy to forget that these aren't actors. This is real emotion." Jenny and Sumit's story is one of the rawest portrayals of love versus tradition we've ever captured. Culture clash, the weight of expectations. Sumit's family story represents a broader issue many 90-Day Fiancé viewers find fascinating: the cultural divide between Western ideals of individual love and Eastern traditions of family duty. In India, marriage isn't just about two people, it's about two families joining together. Age gaps, caste, religion, and reputation often determine whether a union is seen as honorable. Jenny, as a foreign woman more than 3 decades older than her husband, represents everything unconventional about modern love. Sumit's parents and relatives fear societal shame, gossip, and rejection from their community, a pressure that can feel unbearable in close-knit Indian culture. While that doesn't excuse the aunt's harsh words, it explains the emotional intensity behind them. Sumit speaks out after episode airs. After the episode aired, Sumit took to social media with a heartfelt message: "Love isn't about age, color, or background. It's about connection and loyalty. Jenny has stood by me when no one else did. I will always stand by her." Jenny responded in the comments with a simple, "Always and forever." Fans flooded the post with support. "You two are proof that love can survive anything," one wrote. Another said, "Ignore the haters, you both deserve happiness."